Bears fans, YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Bears Fans Talk. Johnny C. MD, joined as always by the main event, Kevin Haggerty. For those of you who are new here, please like and subscribe. Thank you for clicking on. We're just a simple mom and pop sports podcast here.
Dad, pop and pop.
Pop and pop? But
We're two dads.
well, we are two dads. I guess we're a pop and pop shop.
Yeah, pop and pop.
Pop and pop shop. No commercials. No
Commercials, yeah.
No sponsors.
Yeah.
Just two pops talking ball.
Talking
Isn't that right?
Bears.
Isn't that right, Kev?
This is right, dude. I'm actually super excited today, John.
So today we have the long-awaited. Actually, we knew who we were playing, but it's always interesting to see the order, what times we're going to be playing. So we have the 2024 Bears schedule in front of us, just officially put out as of recording about an hour and a half ago.
Well, not only we knew who we were playing, but it's the order in which we're playing, and then kind of like the way the schedule kind of flows.
Yeah.
So
Which is always important.
I agree, and like just key takeaways. So just
Before we jump into it,
Okay,
Before we jump
okay.
in, I actually have a quick anecdote that I want to share with the class.
oh, okay.
All right.
Hope
So-
it's not Ferris Bueller.
It's not Ferris Bueller. So we also just watched the Bears release. Pretty lukewarm feelings on it.
You can do better.
I think the most hype part of it was when Caleb Williams walked out with the Bears
yeah.
Letterman jacket.
Freshman year.
Yeah, Eberflus's and DJ Moore's acting was a little subpar.
DJ was a lot better than Eberflus.
Yeah, it was fine. I was actually kind of glad to see Eberflus. Like, it's like silly, it's fun.
He's a locker room guy.
Yeah. So, but anyway, the story I want to tell. So I was at work. I was taking care of this patient. He's about our age.
Let's remind everyone you are a doctor.
Well, I opened up with JCMD. I mean,
Okay,
I guess,
that's fine.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I work in an emergency department. I was
Be a
saying-
managing director.
That's true. Managing director. That's not what I think of when you think of MD.
Well, you're not in the business world, so.
Fair enough. All right. Comment down below if you think MD managing director. But I'm taking care of this patient. He's a guy about our age. He's having some trouble with his diabetes. I won't go into too much of the details of it.
HIPAA, of course.
Yeah. So I'm basically just, we're chatting, and like he's a chill guy. I'm like, hey man, yeah, you gotta take your medications, blah blah blah. You're like, yeah, you gotta be there for your kids. Just kind of we were getting into it a little bit. It was the end of my shift, so I was just kind of chatting with him. Like I said, he's a guy about our age, and he's wearing like these like bright red like Chicago Bulls Crocs with like the pins, like those little pins that like the kids these days are putting in their Crocs.
They're not called pins. I think they're called something else.
Are they called a specific
And
thing?
there's something cool that they're called, not medallions.
Decals?
We look so fucking.
I've
old.
never even heard anyone call them anything. But anyway, he's got a bunch of those, like bunch of Chicago Bulls, like decals, medallions, pins, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're closing up our encounter. We just got done talking about his medications and stuff like that. And I go, hey man, I got one more question for you. Like, he goes, what? I'm like, are the Bulls ever going to be good again this year? And he just goes, like literally for like 7 seconds, he just goes, and he goes, but you know what, man? I go, what? Caleb Williams. And I go, brother, absolutely. We actually dabbed it up a little bit.
Nice.
and
Nice.
And it was him who said, like, man, Caleb Williams. And I'm like, and it was good to see.
And then you dropped then you plugged their podcast.
Yeah, I handed him a business card with a podcast, so maybe
Yeah.
he'll check this out.
Nice.
But it's actually good to see because I feel like we've been encountering mostly the very vocal minority of the people who just pissed off about Caleb Williams and Justin Fields. And I was actually at Home Depot like a day or two after that, and I saw, I forget what outlet puts these out, like the Caleb, it's like a Caleb Williams cartoon hands holding a ball, and it says like the Bears or something like that, and painted on the fingernails. I saw a guy wearing that T-shirt at Home
cool.
Depot the other day. So it's actually good to see that people are as hyped as we are about it.
I think the trading away Justin really kind of solidified, like, it didn't matter. Like, that's kind of like,
I mean, at this point, you got.
that's what I'm saying.
All in, yeah.
Like, when they made the trade and it happened, like, I was just happy because now it's like you have to be all in. And like, I feel like our friend group may have been a little bit more like anti, like, keep Fields, and like we've been all about moving on and knowing what we have.
Yeah.
And like, we're here now, and like, there's some, I don't know if you heard, not JJ Watt, Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey. Like Travis Kelsey's like
Travis Kelsey's he
looks like Patty.
He made the Patty Mahomes comment. He said he's going to walk in and make the Bears better.
But it's like there's hype in other places of the country and other like people are noticing the Bears.
I'm leery of it. I'm leery of like the hype because at a certain level, it's like you gotta hype up the guy who's got drafted number one. You gotta kind of create those expectations.
Sure,
it's a storyline that needs to be created every single year.
Sure.
So like just because
did you feel it was the same hype last year for Bryce Young?
But I don't know. Maybe we're so detached from it. We don't know.
No.
Maybe we're so detached from it. We don't know. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I do think that there is extra, but people like want that.
The closest one I can think of would be the Jags.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence.
I think Trevor Lawrence had that type of height. And
Tons of height.
Yeah,
And he walked into an awful coaching situation.
sure did.
That was
Urban
horrific.
Meyer,
Yeah.
kicking the kicker and stuff.
Kicking the kicker. Like,
grinding on 20-year-olds in the college campus.
good for him. I don't know what he's doing now, but he's making a ton of money is what he's doing.
Is he? I don't know.
They're also called giblets.
Giblets.
Yeah.
That's not that cool.
Jibbitz trademarked.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Never owned a pair of Crocs.
Neither have I.
Okay.
I'm a Birkenstock guy myself.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I love my Birks.
That's great.
Plastic and leather.
First sponsor. Birks. Plastic and leather.
Yeah, I got them both. So depending on what I'm trying to do, you know.
Okay.
It's fine.
So to really get into the meat and bones of today's episode, like I said, I'm pretty interested. Like, you know, my family's got season tickets. I go to a couple of games a year. We gotta split them in a bunch of ways, but I'm just kind of looking forward to the home games. And let's just jump into it. Game 1.
Well, no, it's just key takeaways.
Okay, so
just key takeaways. Looking at the schedule, when I first heard it, there's a few things that I noticed. So first thing is our home stretch right here. 3 home games in a row.
yeah,
Kind of, and preceding by 4 away games. You don't really count the Jags game or
no,
whatever.
I don't think you count a bye week.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. So that's what I meant.
So 3 on,
yeah.
3 off, 3 on.
So, but 3 in a row, that's very interesting in my opinion. The other big thing that I noticed was that you don't play the Packers until week 11 is your first divisional game.
Yeah, I mean,
very, very, very interesting.
How do you feel about that overall?
So, I really, really like it.
Yeah. Considering game 1 last year was against the
Bingo.
Packers, and that was
Bingo.
a gut punch of a
Bingo.
game. Yeah.
We started the year and ended the year with the Packers, and they
Yeah.
fucking owned us.
They did.
And like, what this doesn't allow, because like, okay, we're going to talk about this part of the schedule in a minute, just holistically. Regardless of how the first half of the schedule is going to be, you have 10 games to get Caleb figured out, acclimated,
Before
and
you
ready.
get to the division.
Correct.
Yeah.
The first few games, we're going to talk about what we think is going to happen, but like, no one really knows what's going on the first few weeks in the NFL. You're still like the players aren't really playing preseason. Really, weeks 1 to 3, in my opinion, are still like almost preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually hitting for the first time, like hit, like game speed, man. Right. By the time you get to week 11, you are in football shape. You're deep in. You're like everything's available to the playbook. Like you're a pro at that.
Yeah,
point.
and at that point, I think it's interesting.
You're playing good football.
Yeah, and I think at that point, what's interesting is like all the hype around the NFC North.
Yeah.
People, are expecting the Lions and the Packers to continue to be as good as they were last year. People are hoping that the Bears are going to make a jump.
Yeah.
And I guess, the Vikings are a wild card. J.J. McCarthy, he comes out and plays decent. He's got some weapons around him.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to be able to write the Vikings off as a team that we don't need to worry about.
Not with J.J.
But if
Yeah,
J.J.
so-
McCarthy is a decent player.
And JJ, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. I mean, if the
For
quarterback
Jay.
situation is not a monumental drop off, because they won some games with the Pasternaut last year without Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Vikings are not a bad team as much as we all want to just kind of slot them for fourth.
What's his name?
this year.
Kevin Zimmerman or
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Yeah, he's a
good
great coach.
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
So I think
Good
that's what it
Kevin.
comes down to. So I think it's really interesting that 10 weeks fine-tuned, we're playing football, we know what team we are. I mean, we could be in a situation where 4 NFC teams are looking like playoff contenders, and then they all start playing each other, and then you might see someone who looks like a clear playoff spot just completely flop. I think that's my prediction for the NFC North, is going into week 10, we might be looking at 3 or 4 teams who have realistic playoff hopes. By week 14, we might see 2 teams completely disappear off the planet.
Yeah, so I also looked, so the Vikings and Detroit play week 7. So there's really, at least, I didn't look at other divisions, and I don't know how it's working, but at least in the NFC North, they're not playing each other till the second half of the season.
Maybe I'd be interested to see if that's kind of like a theme across the NFL, and maybe that's what the NFL is doing by design to kind of like create some hype.
Well, better storylines.
Yeah, better storylines. Yeah.
So, like, we can talk about the storylines in a second here, but, like, the NFL has touted this last year, if you remember, that they moved to an AI-generated schedule. I don't know if Amazon, like, is like,
I have heard that, yeah.
we've done and, like, going through each one of these games, like, it's very interesting how the NFL laid them out. Like, you can tell, like, this is more than just a game now. They're painting pictures for these matchups.
That being said, there are a couple of things that I was expecting that seemed like it made sense in the schedule that we didn't get. First of all, I really thought we'd go primetime week 1.
So I heard everyone talking about that too, and I am anti that. And now here's the reason why. Look at that. That is a Sunday game at 12.
Yeah.
That is at home.
Yeah.
That is Bears fucking football.
Yeah.
They are not like, it's weird when the Bears play not in prime, when they play in prime.
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
This is what the Chicago Bears are.
Yeah, but I'm talking about from an NFL perspective.
No,
Of
this
what-
is more for us. That's for us.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I'm personally am happy that we are playing the Titans, who were not good last year, and by all accounts should be worse this year without Derrick Henry. So let's just jump into Week 1.
Okay, that's fine.
So we got Will Levis, second round draft pick last year.
Yeah. So we're gonna say win or loss. I'm writing it down, and this is gonna be our master for the year.
All right. So, Will Levis, I think, has potential to make some strides. But who's he throwing to?
Yeah, no Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry departed. He's now with the Ravens, and then they picked up Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't know what the line is on it. I don't know where the line's going to be on the Tennessee game, but what I can tell you is that the Bears should win that game.
I would agree.
It is when we were talking back in the AI with the scheduling, like this is, I feel like the NFL setting up Caleb for success.
Okay.
A home noon game against a 6-win Titans team.
Yeah.
That is not going to be better. Not going to be better this year, but it's not like they're going to be far away. Will Levis is out there still eating bananas or whatever the fuck he does. I'm just being honest.
No, it wasn't bananas. It was he was the one. It was one of the things was like the mayonnaise in the coffee.
Yeah.
That was a goof. You always were really bothered by that, but it was so clearly a joke from the beginning.
I don't care.
Oh, he was eating bananas with a peel on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He literally took it all in his mouth, and yes, it bothered me.
Did he actually do it?
I think he did.
Is there a video of him doing it?
There is.
I don't know. This part of me just really roots for Will Levis. The way he kind of got snubbed, the way that like his like girlfriend and sister kind of blew up from being hotties on the draft while he was like having like the worst night of his life. Part of me pulls for him. Obviously not in this case.
Yeah.
But I think this should be a solid thrashing. I think it needs to be.
That's
I
what
think
everyone's-
the Bears need to come out and establish dominance. And to your point, maybe the NFL does want that
Yeah, I think they do. It's a good confidence building game for him.
going into Sunday night.
So, you're taking a dub too for.
I'm taking a
week
dub.
one.
Taking a dub for the Titans. I think that should be a more than one touchdown game. I don't even care what the line is, and it's going to be my personal goal to talk about that as little as possible this year.
That's fine.
Because gambling is
Not good.
not good.
Just to catch everyone up, Johnny actually lost $10,000 last year.
Yeah. If only it was just $10,000.
Hey, and before we move on, the only thing I'm going to say is that
My second kid's got to be named FanDuel.
that's fucked up.
ESPN Plus if it's a girl.
Yeah. Nice. That's actually a good joke. The more I thought about it, the better it is.
I wish you would have just laughed. I wish you would have just laughed as opposed to just say it's a good joke.
No, I just keep thinking about it. And I'm like, wow, that's fucking a great joke. All right. The only thing I'm saying, week 1 though, it's you never know what can happen. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not calling a blowout. But the Bears should win that game
at home. I think it needs to be.
That's a win.
I think for the Chicago brass, the Chicago faithful, you've got to see
noon game,
the new
at
quarterback,
home, new quarterback
against a
look.
team that really has no business. It was like probably very clearly in a transitional stage.
I don't think that this is going to be a blowout.
I'm hoping to be. It doesn't need to be.
Okay.
A W would be a W.
Then let's move on to our next primetime game against the.
And this is kind of the way I was expecting them to kind of open up the season. Either that or put the Panthers against the Bears. I feel like that would have been an interesting. Like I could already see the graphics of all like the trade and like the Bryce Young stats but anyway, so Texans, C.J. Stroud, reigning Rookie of the Year and reigning Defensive Rookie of the Year, right?
Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah.
We have his card.
Yeah.
Signed.
Yeah, I do.
They're your cards, not mine.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Don't even say it otherwise.
So moving on, Sunday night game, primetime game. This is not what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want Caleb this early in the season going up against CJ. Like so early in the season, like truly a true rookie. Like by week 2, you are still a rookie. Do you remember the rookie patches they wore last year?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna do that for
from when your first game, like some special jersey. Yeah. I think they probably would.
I don't know. It's weird, but it's just like the reason I say that is he's still basically wearing his rookie patch from the first game in week 2 on Sunday night primetime.
Are the Texans a good defense?
Oh, gosh, they're not a bad defense by any means. They're good. They're a very good team, is what the Texans are.
Yeah.
They are a very good team.
They got a win last year. They beat the Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah, Joe Flacco and the Browns. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So
That's a tough game on Sunday Night Football. Not what I want to see.
you know what? I have a feeling you're going to give this one an L. You calling an L here?
I'm taking it out.
I'm taking a W. You know what? I think that oftentimes we see like these big glow ups. We're really excited about
Sophomore slump.
I think I'm calling a sophomore slump for the Texans.
I could see it, but I can also they just have too many weapons, and CJ Stroud's he's legit.
I think he's legit, but I think I'm still calling sophomore slump. Got more film on him. I don't know how the Texans did in the draft, but I really haven't heard any buzz any offseason.
I think they traded away almost all their picks for Will Anderson.
I've got no real ground to stand on here, but I'm just going to call a dub. I'm just going to say sophomore slump. I think the Texans are going to be a disappointing team this year.
If it was a home game, I'd be more with you, but the fact it's away, it's going to be tough.
All right.
What is it, NGR Stadium or whatever, they're going to be going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so move on. Week 3 away at Indy. This is Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson.
This is a team that I think may have a solid. They were a 10-win or 9-win team last year. Mm-hmm. Interesting enough, too. Second year quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
Another interesting thing. Hang on, you ready for this? AFC South,
Yes.
AFC South.
Yeah, so open up 3 straight AFC South.
With 3 second-year quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, the AFC South's young. And
AA is not all that smart.
Maybe some
I'm
problem.
kidding. It's interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, Anthony Richardson looked great when healthy.
Yeah.
But was so rarely healthy.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor at the beginning of last season. I think it took them a while to kind of get off the ground there. I don't forget what week he came back. I know they got a strong running game. They got some weapons. I'm calling a W.
I'm calling a W.
I mean,
too.
it's another away game, but Indy is a home game for the Bears.
Yeah, it can be. Indy's good, a good team, but I think if anyone's gonna have a sophomore slump, it's gonna be Anthony Richardson. I like the Bears win here. All right, so moving on. This is gonna be a tough game, in my opinion. Home. Week 4 against the LA Rams. I've been to 2 LA games actually.
Oh yeah. In LA?
No, here in Chicago because they played them 3 years in a row. Do you remember?
The Rams?
Yeah, they played the Rams 3 years in a row.
Not last year.
No, this was the Nagy years.
Oh, okay.
Right, that was back when
when we had that playoff run, they played a very high stake games against the Rams.
Yeah.
When Jared Goff was still the quarterback, and they won. I remember that was I was very hyped about that game.
They beat us.
We beat them.
It was like a 14-9 game. It was,
and
like
I think
a 12-9.
We won the year.
Didn't we go to that game?
The year of the double doink. No, I was actually on the road interviewing for residencies at that point.
I thought I went to that game. Yeah, I went to the game with Marcus.
You might have. I didn't.
I think it was a Sunday night game or a Monday night game.
It was a night game. It was
it
was a primetime game. What I remember about that game is in the pressers leading up to it, they asked Sean McVay what they thought about the Bears defense.
Yeah.
And he, on the spot, rolled off every single starter and just some one-liners on them. He named all 11 starters. And I think that's when it became Sean McVay might have a photographic memory or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was when the Bears defense was real legit. That was the prime of the Khalil Mack days.
Yeah.
John,
if I did it all day, I think I'd get pretty good at football too.
I guess you're right. It is interesting. I asked you what you thought about the schedule, and then you just go, God, I have such a gift for football.
I kind of do. I'm not bad. I do not like this game though for the Bears. Even though it's at home, the Rams typically have our number. Stafford is kind of a revenge tour for him. I think he's coming
revenge tour.
Last tour, if you will.
Okay.
I think he's coming towards the end of his career. Mm-hmm. Maybe another year or 2 left in the tank. I think he's coming out guns blazing after last year. That back's going to be given out soon.
Yeah.
He's towards the end of it. I like the Rams in this game, unfortunately.
Really?
I do.
I'm gonna give this one an L just because I'm so on the because I'm really.
Do you haven't come out 4-0?
I'm putting myself out. I don't see 4-0 happening. I think a loss is happening somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that we could pull out a victory that would be an upset against the Texans, but I think coming out hot, a road trip, and then maybe we come out a little bit flat coming back home to the Rams.
Okay.
The Rams, still have a lot. I mean, Stafford, if he's got something in the tank, maybe we'll see. But that could definitely be, a team. Obviously you got Puka Nacua, You still got
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, and didn't Aaron Donald retire?
Aaron Donald's gone.
Aaron Donald is gone.
That defense isn't that good either.
I'm giving it 4-0.
Okay,
Give me 4-0.
you're
Give me
4-0 right
4-0.
now.
Yeah, give me 4-0.
I cannot wait to come
I
back.
can't.
I'm
see,
2-2 at this point.
I
So
can't see Matt Stafford really making another run. I can't. All right.
And here's the interesting thing, John. So, in my opinion, this is a difficult stretch. This is the most difficult stretch for the Bears until they start divisional games. Because, Johnny.
All right.
Let's go. Actually, let's just talk about it. I'm going to go highlight for you. Worst team in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
Second worst team in the NFL last year. Third worst team in the NFL last year. Fourth worst team in the NFL last year. Johnny, this is the fucking easiest part of their schedule.
Yeah.
If they don't fucking kill them here, like that's what I'm saying. Like,
So you're saying this is the hardest part of the schedule?
to start the season,
Yeah.
it's rocky.
Yeah.
For them to come out 4-0 for the first 4 games, because I mean, who knows what's going to happen in London? Okay, everyone thinks that the Jags, it's home field advantage for British. It's all bullshit. The Jags aren't that good of a team. They don't fucking like playing over there anyways.
Yeah. I wonder what the all-time record the Jags had.
Not good, because they were really bad in the beginning.
Yeah.
They used to send them over to Britain because it's like, what?
I think they're doing consecutive weeks there this year. I think
They did it last
as
year
well,
too.
yeah.
But it's like, and they lost week 1, their first week over there because they weren't acclimated. Then they rolled the second game.
Oh yeah.
They used to send them over to Britain because they were the laughing stock in the NFL and no one else wanted to go. Anyways, I'm just saying, like this stretch, like worst team, second worst, third worst.
Fair.
Bro, it's going to get really easy right before we start the divisional games.
We'll keep going game by game.
Okay.
I think I have some other things to say about that stretch. So you got the Panthers.
At home.
We beat them. We beat them last year on the road. I believe was it
No,
Thursday?
at home. I went
Was
to
it
the
at
game.
home?
Thursday
Oh,
night
okay.
game.
Yeah. Was that the Bajan?
Yeah,
One
it was
of the
awful.
One of the Bajan games.
It was like a 12-9 game.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
horrific. It's exactly what you would
Did the
expect.
Panthers add this year? Did they? I mean, did they get anything?
Well, hang on, I think they had the number 1. Oh, wait, they traded.
So what did they end up having? Did they? I mean, anything?
I don't know.
So I mean,
I don't think it mattered. I think it's going to be not only the Bears going to win, but how bad do they want to rub it in Carolina's face of what we fleeced you for?
yeah.
I think DJ Moore goes for 150, 2 touchdowns. Any line he has, I'm taking the over on him. Like, it's going to be so much fun.
I'm going 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0. That's fine.
I mean, it feels ridiculous for me to be this optimistic, but
Another interesting thing that I pointed out that I want to point out real quick. So second year quarterback, old man, second year quarterback, right? Future of the league, first year quarterback. Very interesting start to the season as far as like it's the future of the NFL.
So are you giving? To go back, are you going W on the Panthers?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Panthers on W, 100%.
All right.
Like I'm just saying, very interesting how they did this schedule. Okay, let's go overseas.
Yeah. So playing Sunday morning, the game would be 8:30 in the morning here in Chicago. You know what?
This is your first L?
I'm struggling to think of a player on the Jaguars right now.
Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Who's the tight end? He was from the Giants that he came down.
I don't know. Who was Trevor Lawrence playing for? Or no, throwing to?
Waller. I'm thinking of Waller. He's for the Raiders now. They have another tight end who's really good. Calvin Ridley left.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. No, they're not bad, dude. The Jags are gonna be okay, and they got the other Josh Allen, the linebacker or defensive end.
Oh, okay. I'm going 6-0. 6-0. 6-0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another win. I'm gonna take an L here.
You're taking an L here. So you're going to the bye week 3-3.
Yeah.
3-3. Okay. All right.
I'll go 3-3.
I mean, I could see 4-2, but I can't see 3-3. I can't look at these first 6 games as 3 losses.
All right. What's coming out of the bye?
You want to go to London?
Dude, I'm already going to Greece. I have a lot of expenses.
You'll have a second kid by that point. Right? By
I've
October 13th, you'll have a second kid.
I have a lot of expenses coming up here.
All right, fair enough.
It's gonna be
all right.
It's gonna be dicey here, Johnny.
So week 7 bye. Love that after an overseas trip. That's
how they do it, though.
Is that always how they do it?
You almost always get. I don't like how early it is in the season. I kind of like the later bye.
That is somewhat of an early bye, but I kind of like it after that stretch.
But they're about to come to, in my opinion, the easiest stretch of their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do start 3-3, as I'm predicting,
Mm-hmm.
give them a nice little reset.
Mhm.
Eberflus to right the ship,
Mhm.
like he's good at doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to come out and we are going to play the Washington, I almost said Redskins, Commanders.
Yeah.
At away. This will be a Caleb homecoming game.
Mhm.
He's from the DMV area.
Mhm.
You're the one I had to tell what DMV was
Yeah,
from?
I'd never heard of that term before.
Never heard that?
What did you say? What was it? DC, Maryland, Virginia?
Yeah, DMV
I haven't
area.
heard of it.
You never heard of that
Heard
before?
Angel Reese?
I don't know. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
DMV
that's,
too.
yeah, that's yeah.
You're right. That's exactly
That's
right.
how you told me about that because she said it.
Remember now. Okay. So this will be the first overall pick versus the second overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think wins?
I'm taking the Bears.
I'm taking the Bears.
Going 7-0.
Dude,
I think we're starting 7-0, and I think this town is going to erupt.
I think they're going straight to the Super Bowl. They started 7-0. I think the Bears hand this game to the Skins. It's going to be pretty easy win in
The
my opinion.
Commanders.
Sorry, they're a football team.
I missed the football
I
team.
thought it was a good team. I thought JD football team was a great team.
Mm.
Great name too. Next, moving on to week 9, we got a 3:05 start.
Yeah, so a late game in Arizona.
Always, the Cardinals always play the late game window.
Yeah.
So this is going to be Kyler Murray. He's going to be back in full force with his James Conner probably got re-signed, and he's got MHJ.
Here's where I don't agree with you as this being an easy schedule. I think you look at the Cardinals, and yeah, they were trash last year, but there's good reason for it.
Yeah.
I'm calling this as my first loss. I think Kyler. I think
Wow.
with Marvin Harrison Jr. I think Kyler's going to have a little bit of a resurgence of a year. I do believe in him. And
You traded him to me last year. He's my keeper.
Yeah.
He's coming home, baby.
there you go. I mean, I think he's better in fantasy than he is in real life.
Oh yeah, dude, he's a stellar fantasy player.
So, I mean, like I said, I could see 8-0 here, but you know what? I think it's time. We're on the road against a team that I don't think is bad. Probably, maybe the second or third best team that we played so far. So I'm taking the L here. I'm going 7-1, little bit of a comeback to earth.
Taking the win here.
Taking the win here.
I am
Okay.
taking the win as we are playing in a historically bad franchise.
Okay.
Moving on, week 10 home against the fourth overall pick, Drake May.
Mitch Trubisky 2.0 as far as until proven otherwise. I'm not going to trust another quarterback coming out of
UNC.
UNC until
Have you seen the videos of him, the way he walks?
no.
So they're saying
Was it him? Like I also saw some videos where he had like a bunch of shit in his
a
pockets.
bunch of shit in his
Yeah,
pocket.
it was kind of like weird.
Yeah.
But it's, part of me feels like they do stuff on purpose just to be goofy. Like, oh, I got all the cameras on me. What am I gonna do? Like distract away from real things. I think that would be my move if I was in the public eye. Like, I don't want to just be my normal self and then be like, look at the way Corcoran walks. Okay, that is just the way I walk. What do I need to feel bad about? So I would just do something intentionally really goofy so everyone is talking about that. Maybe that's what the move is. Like, so no one's talking about the fact that I go like this every time I talk. They're talking about like I got way too much stuff in my pockets, and you know what? I can live with that.
Okay, so like you can live with, say, eating a whole banana with the hide on it.
Yes.
And now someone like me, that's all I remember about you.
Yeah.
And wish you nothing but ill.
And you don't know anything about his mediocre stats.
I know his girlfriend and his sister are hot too.
That's true too. So
And he plays for a bad team.
yeah. So I mean, maybe more people thinking about the fact that he eats bananas whole is better than him thinking about everyone else. His girlfriend and his sister are hot.
Taking the win?
Taking the win.
Taking the win. All right. So at this point in the season, I got the Bears coming on a 3-game winning streak. I got them at 6-9, and Johnny Corcoran
6-9.
I'm sorry,
6-3.
Mm-hmm. And then you got them at a respectable 8-1.
8-1.
That is very good.
All right.
So at this point in the season, we're what? We're through week 10. We already came through the bye. Over halfway through the season, I feel like we are both playoff contenders right now.
Yeah.
We're seeing
100%.
you're probably the best team in the NFL at this point at a robust stage.
You're one of those teams that Stephen A. Smith is on ESPN every single morning.
Calling us a fraud.
Yeah, talking about the Bears are frauds. and I'll be there like, whatever, man.
We called it.
Yeah.
We called it on.
Yeah,
what is
exactly.
It?
Yeah,
On,
you're not frauds if you predicted it and you were right.
I agree. What's the date to the 15th
Today
of May?
is May 15th, the Ides of May.
It's eyes.
And Ides.
Ides.
You don't remember Caesar?
The Ides of
Fear
March.
the Ides of March.
Yeah.
Stephen A. can fear the Ides of May.
There you go. I like it.
But that being said,
Now we hit the tough part of the schedule, in my opinion.
this is easily Yeah, from here on out, like
It's tough.
yeah,
This is a tough stretch here, and that's why I think maybe you had them going 8-1, John, because this is when all bets are off the table.
yeah,
And let me qualify this, John. If I felt like I was conservative at 6-3, the Bears come into this situation under 500, I'm going to be a little nervous.
pack it in. I
Yeah.
think pack it in. I think we need to have a
Eberflus is fired.
we. I mean,
I'm just saying though, like if they're under 500 coming into this next stretch,
yeah,
like
there's no excuse for that. Yeah,
like this is relative when we're looking at the schedule. Like you have to capitalize on the first 9 games of the
Yeah,
season
yeah.
because we're coming into first of all divisional play and we start off against the Packers.
yeah, and we can't afford to here's like sometimes you have like these points in the season where you're just like, oh god, if the ball would have bounced this way.
Sure,
if there
that's
wasn't,
football,
If
though.
there wasn't that turnover,
And we have a rookie quarterback
we
too.
cannot have that. Like we need these games need to be clean. We can't be beating ourselves.
Yes.
Like I think we have a roster that's better than every single team up to the point to the Packers, and I'm giving that another L.
Yeah.
I still don't think we're over the Packers hump, even at home.
So this is where we're actually going to deviate. So if the Bears are 8-1, I don't know, but if the Bears come into this game how I'm thinking they're going to come, they're going to have a ton of momentum, right? 3 pretty bad teams last year, and yes, you think they're going to lose to Arizona, but regardless, these are 3. This is coming off a bye. All this momentum playing into it at home. Like this is the time that like the Bears can really shove it to the Packers. And we thought the same thing last year, week 1 with Justin Fields at home. And guess what? Jordan Love came out and stopped us.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a different team, different swagger. I like the Bears in this game.
Just because we want it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
I hear
and
you.
there is just something, it's like Matt LaFleur has he lost to the Bears yet? Am I remembering that right? Google that really quick. Matt LaFleur. Just Google Matt LaFleur record against the record against the Bears for me, because I just think that the team
10-0.
10-0. Matt LaFleur has not yet lost to the Bears. They got our number, and maybe I don't think this is the day. I'm hoping at that point we've got enough win under our belt that it's not going to matter, but I'm taking an L here.
That's interesting.
I do think that Jordan Love.
He's going to build a statue if LaFleur never loses to the Bears. Never wins a Super Bowl, but never loses to the Bears.
Last week's podcast where I did some research on Jay Cutler, I came across just like this blog post from like some beat writers for Green Bay, and it was kind of like from when Jay Cutler retired. It was kind of just like a sad day happened in Green Bay as Jay Cutler, who was like he had some terrible record against the Packers. It was like 3-12 or something like that.
And
they just said it was like, oh, what a sad day that Jay Cutler is gone, just kind of like crapping all over him.
Like 2 easy wins a year against Jay Cutler.
Something like that. So I want to beat the Packers. I'm sure I'll be at this game.
Yeah.
But we just have not shown any sign of life.
I'm going to be free the 17th, too.
Right.
Just so you know, Johnny.
Right. We'll look into it.
I'm free.
All right. So next, the Vikings.
So this is going to be interesting.
3rd straight home game.
Yeah. So here's another interesting thing, right? Rookie quarterback that they're playing right there. So in 5 weeks, they play 3 rookie quarterbacks. And they got their own rookie quarterback. So the NFL is kind of like really setting up next generational shit here, in my opinion. Like great schedule making, really well. And it'd be great to see the Bears take this game at home.
I see a W in this one. As I talked about up front, I don't think the Vikings are going to be as bad. I think they got a lot of talent. I think they've got good coaching. I don't believe in J.J. McCarthy. I think it was a stretch to go up and get him at the spot that they got him.
I think it's a good spot for him to go, though.
Yeah, they did acquire the Packers running back,
Aaron Jones.
Yep. They still got JJ. They still got their number
Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison, their number 2. So they got weapons.
And TJ Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson. So I mean, JJ's got people to throw to. He's got a very Michigan-esque like offense where he's got weapons. He's got a strong running game. He's got a coach who knows how to do things right. So he could be good. I kind of mentally in my mind, I expect us to split against the Vikings.
I do too. I was gonna say I got them winning the home game.
So I got them now at 9-2, and you've got them at what after this Vikings game?
I got them at 8-3.
Okay, 8-3.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you have them winning out after the bye so far.
Yeah, I haven't.
So you're taking a dub against the okay Lions.
It's a tough game.
Yeah, Lions on
Yeah, Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving morning, the early game on Thanksgiving.
Which is the only thing that's playing to our advantage.
Why do you say that?
It's the early game, man. It's like this is before, like it's the day after, Black Wednesday. Like I'm not saying for like the players or anything, but I'm just saying for like the city of Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying for Thanksgiving in general. This is like traditionally the more boring game. Like typically the Dallas game is, a high scoring game. Then you got the evening nightcap. That's also a good matchup as well. I don't know. This is playing to our advantage. I'm scared. I'm scared of the Lions. We talked about it. We talked about Goff's contract. This is their year.
The thing is about the Lions, and the way that we can't seem to beat the Packers when we should, the Lions just don't really show up for the Bears.
That's true.
The last couple of years, even when the Bears were bad, like I think the year that we got the first overall pick when we were like 3-14 or whatever, I think one of those wins against the Lions, I could be wrong about that. We at least competed in two of those games. I think one of them we let up a 2-touchdown lead.
Oh yeah. Is that the one that Justin Fields threw the pick to Aiden Hutchinson?
I think so.
Oh, so bad.
Yeah, it might have been. That might have been last year.
Gosh, I just want to kill myself.
Yeah, so I mean, the Bears play well against the Lions, even though the Lions have been pretty good.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, I've said nothing but I spent 3 years in the suburbs of Detroit, got a lot of respect. They showed up for the draft, 100 and some odd thousand people. Cool. It was like triple what the record was, or something like that.
Yeah.
I even an old residency friend, shout out to Becca Fisher. She actually texted me like when the schedule came out. She's like, "Are you going to bring the podcast to Detroit for Thanksgiving?"
Let's go.
I don't think I'm going to be able to justify it because I haven't had a Thanksgiving off of work since med school. But anyway, that being said,
that'd be cool.
I'm taking the L here.
Becca, if we do that,
she's got season tickets.
I'll say now that I know that, you're definitely going to come on and bring us to the game.
All right. So
by the way, I'm Kevin.
I'm taking an L here.
I'm taking an L.
I think we could win 2 against the Lions, but I'm still kind of the line in my mind wins against the Lions is 1.5, but I'm going to take the L here.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup for me too. I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah. I'm taking the L too.
Okay.
And now we're coming to a tough stretch, which is also kind of interesting. So we're going to go primetime game.
Yeah.
America's game of the week. Primetime game.
I'm looking at the San Fran game.
So here, let's talk about the huge benefit before we get into it.
Sure.
Do you notice anything interesting?
There's a big time frame. We have a long week of preparation.
Correct.
So we're going from the 28th to the 8th. What is that, like 10, 11 days?
Correct.
Yeah.
Like I think that's great for us, like to play arguably the best team in the NFC, arguably the best team in the NFL. I don't care what you say about the Chiefs. I think the Niners week in and week out are the best team.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Niners and our team are just so well coached. They're so clean. In a way, the Bears, I think, are going to be young and making a lot of mistakes early. I don't see us beating a team like the Niners.
So before we move off the Niners, I also have them down for an L as well. So we'll put them both in L here. One of the big reasons I was all about pro Caleb is the way the Niners built the team. They built it around Brock. Like Brock. The thing about Brock is he's just a system guy. They say, for God's sakes, he was the last pick in the NFL draft. He was Mr. Irrelevant. Mm-hmm. If you have all the pieces around a player who can execute well, like the Niners do, and you have a good coach, a smart coach, it doesn't matter. Everything's clicking, and you can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like the Niners should have, in my opinion, should have beat KC.
I think so too.
I think they were the better team. I think Kyle Shanahan's one of the greatest coaches in the NFL without question.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very tough game. I know we don't want to talk about lines. I do think the Bears lose the game, but they cover.
We'll see. I don't know.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So
this is where it's gonna get nasty.
Yeah. I mean, we're finishing very heavy on the division,
dude. And they're hard games. It's a hard stretch.
Yeah. Another long week. We go to the Vikings Monday Night Football.
It's not a long week.
Well, it's 9 days. It's an extra day.
Yeah, fine.
I mean, granted, it's another away game in a row.
I know, dude.
So, very irregular schedule. So, away on a Thursday. Then you got San Francisco, other end of the country, coming back to the Midwest.
I hate when people make that claim. Doesn't matter. They're taking chartered planes, dog.
I don't know.
It's not like back in the day when they would stay in 2-star motels and then take a coach back. Caleb Williams going to fly his PJ across.
I don't know. I just feel like you're not in your same routine. I don't know. I think that we're a better team than the Vikings. I said that we would split, so I'm going to take an L here.
Yeah.
But I could see a win here. I could.
The fact it's away on Monday Night Football, I think. What is it? Bank of America Stadium? Is that what it is up there?
I think so.
It's a beautiful stadium. That's
Yeah.
why we have Kevin Warren here.
Yeah.
So to do what he did up there.
Yeah.
It's electric when it's in there. When that horn goes off, I fucking hate that horn. I hate it.
Oh yeah, the skull.
Yeah, but it gets the people going.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna have they'll probably have like Randy Moss come and fucking blow the little horn before
Yeah.
the game, get everyone going. Because he does the Monday Night Football thing.
Kirk O'Chains will probably have retorn his ACL, so maybe he'll come back.
Yeah,
and
he'll
just,
come-
like,
exactly,
Bang
yeah.
the drum a few times.
I know it's not good. Michael Penix. That's the only thing we're missing from the schedule is the Hawks.
Yeah,
Michael Penix.
that'd be fun.
But every other.
Michael Penix is hopefully not going to play.
But I'm just saying we're playing every other rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy when you think about
Yeah,
it.
that is true.
So I'm gonna take a dub.
Yeah. Okay. Taking W here.
You taking it out?
I'm taking it now.
Oh, you got a 3-game losing.
I know.
now,
That's a
Johnny.
bad stretch.
I told you, like they got
I
it. This is
know.
the easy part of the
I
section.
understand.
And
Okay.
it's tough down that.
I would argue the first 6 weeks are easier than the next 5, but
Disagree.
okay.
All
right.
Fucking. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
Not at all.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so then we got the Lions at home, and like I said, I think we'll split against the Lions. I think we'll win either in Detroit or at home. It is a short week,
Yeah.
but I like it.
Are you gonna take? It's not a short week. Monday to Sunday is not a short week, in my opinion. We do have a short week coming up though against the Hawks.
That is crazy.
That is a legit
That is
short week.
That is a 4-day turnaround
Yep.
on the day after Christmas.
So Lions are taking a win at home.
Taking the Lions to win home.
Okay. I will take a win as well.
Yep.
So interesting thing about this is Shane Waldron's old offensive coordinator job.
Yep.
We're playing Geno Smith, who I think just absolutely sucks dick.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't moved away from him yet.
I think that it doesn't matter if it's a short week or not. It's a home game on Thursday Night Football.
And it's gonna be a short week for the Seahawks too.
Yeah. I'm taking a win.
They wouldn't have a bye week at that point. Yeah, so it's gonna be a short week. Yeah, I'll take a win against the Seahawks. I don't think they're any good.
Okay. And then we get the long preparation again.
Well, we don't even know what day.
Well, it's gonna be.
They're gonna flex it. They'll probably put like I don't know.
Saturday or Sunday. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's still it's a long week of preparation to play the Packers at the Packers. So at this
In
point,
Lambeau, it'll probably be another game that'll be that every year at some point in the season. Lambeau has the coldest game in history. I don't know if it's getting colder and colder in Wisconsin or if they just like to say that every single year. I'm always annoyed by it. But I'm taking another L. I think LaFleur goes 12-0 against the Bears. Unfortunately, is this gonna be the first W? Week
I got him a
week
W.
17.
I got him a W in week 11 too at home.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing, John.
Oh yeah, you took the W. That's
I
right.
took the W.
All right. So are you a believer in Montez Sweat saying we are never losing to the Packers again?
If the schedule goes according to how I got the schedule going, okay, I got them kind of rookie preseason vibes first few games of the season, right? Like I'm a firm believer that weeks 1 to 4 you really don't know what the fuck's going on in the NFL,
Yeah.
right? They get back from London, they come on their bye. I got them winning 5 straight. Then they have this tough stretch with the Lions in San Francisco. Those are tough games, like whatever. Coming back, then I got them another 3-game win streak. I think the Bears are playing great football at this point.
Okay.
I think they're going to be a playoff team. I think that here's the other thing too. I hate the NFL for putting. You almost knew it was going to happen. They got to play at Lambeau.
It is. I feel like this happens so often. We end the season with Green Bay.
So if we're a double-digit win team and we're going to the playoffs, which we both have them at double digits at this point, losing that game going in, this was the same thing. Remember a few years ago when they lost and they still made the playoffs?
Yeah.
And they got stomped.
Yeah.
That's when they expanded it to 7 teams. Point being, we can lose a lot of momentum, a lot of things we built this year if we don't win that game on week 18 at Lambeau. And say we're going to the playoffs and we lose, it'd just be a fucking shame.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm taking a dub.
Taking a dub?
Taking a dub.
Okay.
Let's go.
Kevin, I just can't even picture what a win against the Packers looks like at this point. It has been so fucking long and it is so pathetic. I would love to be wrong. But as optimistic as I can be against other players, the thing is, the Bears in the best of situations, we could be a young, talented team, but we are not going to be the type of team that just takes care of business. I don't think that's like the Chiefs or the Niners. We are not just going to find ways to win because we are the better team. We are going to. It's gonna require some razzle dazzle. There's gonna be some growing pains. Caleb Williams is gonna shoot himself in the foot a couple of times, as are probably other people on the offense and defense, because we saw the Bears have the capacity to absolutely blow up good situations, and that's why we were calling for Eberflus's job last year, is because this just kept on happening where we weren't sealing games the way we should. And getting a younger quarterback, granted, he's going to be better than Justin Fields. I have no doubt in my mind about that. We are going to see instances where it's just like, oh no, like we are going to shake our heads. Like we haven't even talked about Caitlin Clark made her appearance for her debut appearance in WNBA.
Did not look good.
10 turnovers.
Yeah, she looked pretty close. Yeah.
As someone who's being the touted of not only the best player, the best number one pick draft in WNBA history, the savior of that league, came out and had a little bit of a coming to God moment.
Did you also see that they're like flying charter planes now?
Oh, are they now? I think they probably got it. I don't think you could have Caitlin Clark just like on Delta economy.
So, but the thing that was interesting, if you watch the video, Caitlin Clark, she was the one sitting in the very front of the plane in the first class section.
Yeah.
Point being, maybe Caitlin Clark got a little big head going on right now.
You think?
I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't not, like, if you tell me like I'm, basically a women's basketball player. Sure, I played at Iowa for 4 years, wasn't really all that famous, a bunch of hype, and then all this hype getting drafted. I basically resurrected an entire sport.
Yeah.
Basically, an entire gender for sports is all on my back right now. Like, it can't be a little.
Yeah. That being said, like I said, there's going to be some growing pains. Like, C.J. Stroud was such an anomaly, and he wasn't like. I mean, they weren't a 14-win team. What did they finish? Like 10-7? It was something like that.
Some in the playoffs.
Yeah, they did, and I think Caleb Williams has the potential to have something similar to that. But
Caleb Williams is walking into a great situation.
Yes,
it's been well documented that the Bears are a tremendous, tremendous team.
I have way more optimism in the early part of the season than you do, but there are going to be a couple of games. And I think it's going to be a bunch of divisional games where it's just like, we could have had that one. We could have had that one. We should have had that one, but we didn't.
So final tally. Do you know what you're at?
I don't.
You were at 11-6.
That is exactly what I would have thought.
It's a playoff team.
I didn't think about that beforehand, but 11 wins is exactly where I feel like we need to get 10. Anything less than 10, and I'm just like, the Bears are a huge gut check. We should have been better than this. I think 11 is perfect. That's exactly where I want us.
I got them at 12-5.
You ended up better than me, huh? Despite me going 7-1. Okay.
I got pretty frisky in these divisional games.
You did. Which, I think you have the right to. I mean, divisional games are always more often coin flips because...
the 2 wins against the Packers are
dicey.
Yeah.
Sketch.
Really dicey.
Yeah.
So I got 2 wins against the Pack. So my divisional games, I got both wins against the Packers, both wins against the Vikes, and splitting against the Lions. And we'll take the home game and lose the away game.
Gosh, this is going to be a long episode, isn't it? Yeah, we're at 50 minutes.
Let's talk any other wrap up things you want to talk about with the Bears.
Not with the Bears, but I just do want to give a shout out to the commenters on the last video.
Oh, there you go.
Sometimes like I'm stirring the pot with some of these commenters, but there was actually 2 kind of got into it with each other. So a commenter, Daniel Lopez, in regards to Caleb Williams, says he better be. Everybody said he was better than Justin and the best prospect since Luck, so he has to be if we're not completely screwed. And if Justin is balling and Pitt and then skull and crossbones, basically said. Then he goes on to say, well, if Matt Everluse doesn't let the other team score 20 points in 7 minutes, I think we make the playoffs. I just saw our schedule. 3rd weakest schedule. We better make the playoffs. And then another commenter, TTG8056, says we had one of the weakest schedules last year too. Field sucks. And then it goes on to say, did you see all the games? And the 4 Justin misses, we could won all 4 games he missed. And all credibility lost. First of all, so Tyson Bagent went 2-2. I don't think Justin Fields goes 2-2 with those games. There were periods where Tyson Bagent actually looked better. That is the most ridiculous take ever.
Have you heard that people are calling like we need a legitimate backup?
I think we kind of do. I think
Bagent's not
I think we need a veteran presence, but I think that is something that Caleb Williams will miss out on. But I think it's also kind of a myth that you're going to be. I don't think there's like those journeyman quarterbacks like those Chase Daniels, those Josh McCowns. I don't think they exist in the league right now.
They all want to play still. They still think they're Tom. They all think they're Tom Brady. And they can play to their 80 and they're the GOAT.
Exactly.
I take care of my body now.
We tried that with Nick Foles. We tried that with Andy Dalton for Justin Fields. Didn't work.
I heard there was some animosity between the two.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
So shout out, thank you for the commenters. We love them. I respond to every single one. I read every single one as they come out. It makes me so excited.
This guy's got 238 subs.
Oh yeah, it's more than us. What does he post? He's got a nice little logo.
He probably paid for his.
Probably.
TTG.
Guella Boys episode 3 live performance included. Oh no, it's I don't know. Band to man.
Some trippy stuff.
Grocery trip. Interesting.
This is like some LSD stuff.
I think this is some LSD stuff.
Dude, whatever you're into, man. I don't judge.
Yeah, man. Did you make these?
AI for sure.
I don't know. 2 years ago. Interesting.
We'll appreciate the love and support. We're up to 70 subs, huh?
Yeah, 70 subs, not too bad. So yeah, like and subscribe. So we're gonna keep doing this regardless. So I guess.
I was like, I asked you how do we take the next step, and like then I thought about it. I don't even care. I just have fun. Last thing I want to ask you, I want to pose to you, what's harder, making a 3 in the NBA or completing a pass in the NFL?
Making what's harder?
Yeah.
Completing a pass in the NFL. It's not close.
I disagree. You said so. The reason you think why are you pro the 3-point shot?
Okay, so your argument when we were talking about this before is just take a snap in the shotgun and then throw a little flare out.
Yeah, literally.
You're dropping the first 3 shotgun snaps that you're getting, and then the first one you catch, you're getting blindsided by defensive end.
What if
the first one you get off is going to get tipped to the line of scrimmage because you're 6'1" and not 6'6"?
What if we did like one of those Travis Kelce's? The Travis Kelce like in motion shovel passes.
Doesn't count. No, it doesn't count.
That's a fucking pass.
It's gotta go across the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
I guess you're right. Technically speaking, that is a pass, but I don't think it's the spirit of the question. And I understand your point with the NBA, which is
So the thing about the NBA is the guys are so long, so tall, so big, and they're fast and they're quick. So you think that you can maybe get one off? I'm saying that like the shortest guy in the NBA is like 6'4".
No.
Like the guy, okay, who's gonna guard you? Someone who's
a point guard, 6'1",
6'1", 6'2". All the point guards are like 6'3" now, John.
I think I can get enough movement. I think I can get off a screen.
I've played basketball with you 2 weeks in a row. I'm telling you, you're not like breaking any 40-year-old guy's ankles. Nowhere are you breaking NBA.
I say I'm getting
and getting any separation.
I'm not saying okay. I'm not okay. I think moving off the ball. I think I could probably get enough room and just chuck up a shot, and one of them's going to go in. I think I take 10 NFL snaps. I might not get the ball off twice, and then I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the ball in with enough zip that it's not just going to get tipped to the line of scrimmage.
So harder to play football than basketball?
Harder to play football? Yes. I'm gonna say yeah.
I would agree. I think basketball is unique, but so if I had to do it, I would probably try to complete the NFL pass personally. Just because like I'm not as good at like the 3's also longer in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like I can barely make a regular 3.
I still think I don't like my chances of doing it. Like you give me 10 shots at either, I think I'd probably walk away with nothing.
A nothing.
But I think you give me 100, I think I'm probably hitting a shot before I'm completing a pass personally.
That's fine.
Comments. What do you think the Bears' record is going to be? Are we off? Are you optimistic about our chances in the division? It sounds like, Kevin, you think we're running the table in the division. I think that's back into the schedule is where we're going to find ourselves with a lot of question marks. And yeah, like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys for watching. Kevin, anything else?
Let's go Bears.
Let's go Bears. Peace.
A really long episode. I thought it was good though.
Yeah.